Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm going to do a new tarot reading for tomorrow, August 28th, 2025. I skipped today because I have not really been feeling well, so apologies. And if none of this resonates with you, then please move on. Let's get started. We can do better than that. There we go. Okay, so I'm trying to get a feel for how everyone's doing today or for tomorrow, the 28th. And I tried doing readings with another deck earlier, and it just wasn't really coming through for me. So hopefully with this one, it just, should be a little bit of a better reading, because I have been feeling called to this deck. I've really been connecting with this deck by Usi, the Pagan Otherworlds deck, very much lately, and I think that, it's important to really stick to my intuition when it comes to this kind of thing. So let's see. Okay, so we have the Star. It's time to really kind of shine through. There's partial nudity. And I should probably stop saying that for whatever reason. Anyway, so the Star, it's time to really shine on and to be the giver and receiver of whatever story will unfold in the tarot today. So I usually like to have a little more information than just the first card. I like to have the first two cards and then start the reading, but I do like the Star. A couple cards fell out. I'll save those. Oh, got a lot of major arcana here. Again, this deck does not have typically 78 cards. It has 79. It has an extra major arcana. And it has this one, the Seeker. And it has, this reading also has Strength. These two cards fell out. So really, it's this shining, I suppose being your best self is kind of the message that I'm getting here, because even though it requires strength, you have that inner strength, and so does the Star. The Star does her own thing anytime, any day, anywhere. And so I think with this and the Seeker, it's just about knowing that sort of wholeness and that resonance within yourself, that you alone are beautiful and perfect the way you are. And Strength is just sort of that more inner strength, that sort of knowing that who you are as a person is kind of the best feeling in the world at this point. I'm gonna grab one more card. It's another major arcana. I'm surprised we have 4 for 4 so far. All right. So Death and the 7 of Wands. So like I've said before, the 6s, 7s, and 8s, maybe 9s of Wands and Swords to me are about feeling really kind of cagey and being kind of sort of separated from other people, kind of more on your own. And I think in this sense, what I'm getting is that it's time for us to stop being so cagey and to stop being miserable, old, lonely misers, pretty much. So I think that, like, you know, and death is a lot like transformation. So it could be moving on from being lonely and alone and separated and isolated from others into something different. So let's see. Definitely. So we have the Four of Wands, and I think so far it's time for like a celebration in a way, kind of like to really leave all of this sort of negativity behind, and like knowing that what you are, as you shine through and be yourself and have this sense of individuality, that you are going to blossom. And once you know who you are, that will transform you into this sort of person who you have always dreamed of being. Right, so we have the Fool. Again, you're going to blossom. You're going to really, like, no questions asked, move on and do what you want, when you want, and how you want. Because isn't that what the Fool is all about? Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. But I think in this case, it might be, because I'm getting the positive feeling from this card. It's a time to celebrate yourself. Be you. Stop living up to other people's expectations. And we have the Tower, which is kind of fun. We've gotten this card quite a bit, and a couple of the others quite a bit with this deck recently. So I'm noticing a little bit of a theme here. But you really need to do all of this. Be yourself, and it needs to happen. Like, bah humbug everyone else who says otherwise, that if they don't like this you, then that's their fault. That's their problem. It's not your problem, because it's just who you are, and you are not going to apologize for that. So I see this as more like a process that needs to happen, but it will reward you in the end. So we have more wands, the Nine of Wands, and I'm laughing because we've gotten this card a bit, most like recently, a lot lately. So it's nearing the end of old patterns, I believe. So, you know, moving past all of the things that no longer serve you are for your benefit. And even though the next card might be like, you know, the Ten of Wands, then again, none of these are neither good nor bad, positive or negative. Like, it doesn't, they just have their meanings, and that's it, right? So I think with the Nine of Wands, it's like, yeah, you feel like you have a lot of responsibility, but like, you have a responsibility to yourself to be your true self, to be your own person and not follow in other people's footsteps and not like, just kind of move through life with no purpose. So the Six of Wands, yeah, with the Star being the first card, this is all about passion and being about who you are. There's beauty to be found, and I think that that's not necessarily the like traditional meaning of the Six of Wands, but who cares? I'm doing this intuitively. So, there's definitely something there. Like there's like your time has come in a way. Like your time will have its due. It's just one of those feelings that I'm getting that it's time. So the last two cards I'm going to pull, and then I'll do a top and bottom reading like usual. So the last two are the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands. This is not going to be easy. And I think, like, yeah, it's going to be like you're butting heads with yourself and that you feel like you're not, like, going anywhere. But if you persevere and shine like the star and have strength and leave all of this stuff that no longer serves you behind, then the last two cards say it all. I mean, Judgment and the World, right? So, your time is here. Like, we've had Judgment, right? Like, this is another theme card that we've been having lately. And I think that with this, it's just like your time is here and now. And this one, the World, of course it's now. Duh, like you're moving on. Like what? Everything is your like oyster. You are perfect the way you are. So yes, it will take time and patience and maybe fighting with yourself or maybe even others about who you are as a person, but this is it. This is the time to really kind of move forward, get things rolling and going, and do what makes you happy in the end. So, with all of this, I thought that I would pull a couple of oracle cards from my I was thinking of the Goddess Power Oracle deck. So we'll get a couple more insights into this reading, because I think, like, of all the readings I've done for, so far, this is probably the most positive, right? So we'll get a couple of readings from this. And if I don't know what each card means or what any of the cards mean, then I will look them up in the little booklet. But I will get mostly, whatever comes to mind and stream of consciousness. So we have Green Tara, and she is all about salvation. I think this is apt and appropriate. So she is the Tibetan goddess known as She Who Saves, and that you'll never be alone. So I think that's very positive and kind of like a new kind of way of thinking about this sort of journey into the unknown, because you can feel alone, right? So let's do one more. Mama Cocha. I believe she's a Mayan goddess. Water, but I will look her up. She's Incan, an Incan goddess of the water, and right, this, you know, this is all about like our emotions and who we are as people, right? And I think that these two goddesses really kind of will empower us to really come forward and be ourselves in the end. And what did I say? Rhea, or yeah, Rhea. She is the goddess of flow. I believe she is Celtic, and I will look her up. No, she's Greek, and her name means flow and ease, and that you're going to be entering this kind of like time for yourself. Like, things will get easier. I'll pull one last card because I like these decks, these goddess cards in this deck. So all of this is just about being yourself, being who you are, what you're meant to do. And then I know we have she's Viking. I just don't know how to pronounce her name. I think it's Skuld. She is the Norse goddess of the destiny, and it says, you know, her words are the future, but like, this is your destiny, to be who you are, do what you're meant to do. And so I really think that this is it. This is the time to really kind of move forward with your life. And I mean, I can probably take the same advice too, but it's just it's one of those readings that really makes me happy because it's so positive. And that's just my take on how this reading went, is that it's just a very positive reading. And like, although you feel like you may be stopped by some people, that some people might stop you, or you feel like you're being held back, like, only you can really hold yourself back. And I think that's true for everyone. So I think that is all I have for you right now. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope to have another reading for the day after tomorrow. Bye, everyone.